Hi there, Erin here at Queen Bee Tarot, and I'd like to wish you a happy full moon. Today is the full moon in Sagittarius, and it's also a lunar eclipse. I did a video a couple of days ago, and I threw a lot of information out there because this is such a big event that's happening today. And I had a viewer reach out and ask me some super good questions. So I just wanted to make this video and explain a couple of key terms that weren't very clear in my last video. A couple of things that were asked about was, what is a moon cycle? What is a node? And does the moon stay in a sign for a long time? So, a moon cycle is when we have a new moon that represents not just a new beginning, but a theme for 28 days. Why 28 days? Well, it takes the moon approximately 28 days to go around the Earth. And if we look at the moon moving through the sky from our perspective, it's going to be moving through the constellations. So it's going to be moving through the astrological signs. There's 12 signs, 28 days. That means that the moon spends just over 2 days in each sign. So 2 weeks ago, we had a new moon in Gemini. New moon is when we've got the sun here, the earth here, that's us looking at the sun. The moon is over here, and the moon, from our perspective, is not getting any light. It's all dark. That's a new moon. A new moon is a new beginning. And if you look at Western astrology, Vedic astrology, Chinese astrology, everybody pays attention to the new moon. It is a new beginning, and it's not just for that day. It's a new theme for the 28 days. And so we call that a moon cycle. When we've got the new moon in Gemini, that means that for the whole month, or 28 days, a moon month, for the whole 28 days, we're going to be having a theme of new beginnings happening in the realm of Gemini. So Gemini, as an air sign, represents not just thinking and communication, but also duality. Gemini is represented by the twins. And so what we see with the twins is we see a reflection. Often in times of Gemini influence, what we're having is some sort of duality, and it is to teach us moderation. What we've got also with Gemini as an air sign is we've got communication, we've got attention to headspace and what we're thinking about, and we've got attention to group dynamics, how everybody's working together. Gemini is all about inclusion. Gemini wants to hear everybody's story, and everybody has a place. Everybody has something to contribute. So this new moon cycle that started 2 weeks ago in Gemini set a tone for the 28 days. And then as the moon is moving around the earth, halfway through, we get a full moon. That's what's happening today. The moon is all lit up by the sun, and that represents a peak of energy. So our moon cycle theme was new beginnings in Gemini, and the peak of energy that we will be collectively experiencing is in a fire sign. Sagittarius is a fire sign. I like to liken it to a room full of candles. It's a quiet fire sign, but at the same time, it's loud. Gemini is a sign that is creative, enthusiastic, says how they feel, says how they think. Sagittarius also is all about expanding the mind, learning new things. How can we grow? How can we do better? How can we do things differently? Sagittarius is all about thinking outside of the box, changing things, traveling, that sort of theme. So, our new moon theme was in Gemini. The peak of energy is in Sagittarius. Every 28 days, we have something like this. We have a new moon in one sign representing new beginnings. We have the full moon in another sign representing the peak, and around we go. In astrology, what we're looking at is we're looking at a stage that's being set, the energy that is being present. And this is a potential offered to you, and you can do with it what you will. You could do nothing, or you can utilize this energetic opportunity to do something, to grow, to learn more about yourself, to better yourself. That's the idea. So astrology is all about utilizing the energy for self-betterment. Now, what's unique about today's full moon is that it's also an eclipse. Why do eclipses happen? Well, that's when the word nodes come in. So, in the moon's elliptical, egg-shaped orbit around the Earth, it's going to be going through all the signs, but it's not always going to line up perfectly with the Earth. Sometimes it's a little bit here, sometimes it's a little bit there. Couple of times through the year, it hits this exact mathematical point in which an alignment happens. And those points for the full moon and for the new moon, when it lines up perfectly, are called the moon's nodes. And those points stay in an astrological sign for 2 years. So that means that every time an eclipse happened in the past 2 years, it was either in Capricorn or it was in Cancer. And that was a very interesting dynamic of it was either going to be one way or another. There was no middle ground. What's really unique about today's eclipse is it's in a new astrological sign. The moon's nodes are moving like they do over the period of 2 years, and they just started to move into 2 new signs. So that is extremely exciting because instead of things having to be one way or the other, the energy of Sagittarius and Gemini is all about thinking outside the box, trying something new. Let's hear what everybody has to say. Let's put all the best parts together and let's try something that works for everyone, not just a few. And so we learned about the moon cycle, we learned about nodes, and we learned about why eclipses happen. I just wanted to add one quick thing. We have a special thing happening. Usually when eclipses happen, that moon point gets hit just 2 times and then the moon moves out of that alignment, but this time it's going to hit it 3 times. So we've got the full moon eclipse happening today. In 2 weeks we're going to have a solar eclipse, and then again in 2 weeks we're going to have another lunar eclipse. And this is all ushering in a new era, a 2-year era of the moon's nodes being in new signs. So I hope this video was informative. I hope it clarified things for you. And I love hearing from you guys. If anybody has any question, there's no such thing as a dumb question. Please do ask, and I would be more than happy to explain it. Even private ones, if you have a private question, that's totally cool. Send me a private message and I'll answer it for you. This is Erin at Queen Bee Tarot. I wish you all the best. I hope that today's full moon lunar eclipse brings you the most fantastic new beginnings, new chapters, and opens up a little bit of hope in your heart. Blessed be.